And some parents in Broward County very upset tonight. They are just learning that a registered sex offender was allowed to work at the same place where they take their children to play. CBS 4's Carrie Codd has both sides of this disturbing story from Wilton Manors.
We should have known about this.
Richard Alalouf said he learned a few weeks ago that longtime Pride Center janitor Clarence Collins is a registered sexual predator. Alalouf immediately reached out to Pride Center CEO Robert Boo.
I texted him and then he texted me back and he clearly knew. And I was in shock that he knew this.
Alalouf said Collins was a constant presence on the campus, especially at the children's playground built in 2015. Alalouf said his child and others were around Collins alone.
He set up, he tore down, he was in the kitchen, he was in the front lobby. He was always there.
He's outraged that Boo knew of Collins' past and never told parents.
They made the decision that it's safe. They took it upon themselves not to tell us and let us, as the parents, make that decision to decide whether I want my child there.
Robert Boo said Collins volunteered and was a trusted worker at the center years before he arrived. Boo became CEO in 2012 and said he called Collins his probation officer, and her words put him at ease.
He was no longer under any form of supervision or court sanctions.
Boo admits that others at the center knew of Collins' background, but says no one was fully aware of what Collins was accused of. According to court documents provided by the Miami Herald, in the mid-90s, an 11-year-old girl told police that Collins raped her and that he showed her a gun and threatened to kill her if she told. An arrest report says Collins gave a taped statement and confessed. Court records show Collins was convicted and registered as a sexual predator. He's now back in jail, accused of lying about where he was living. Sexual predators face restrictions on where they can be and where they can live. Boo says he didn't know any of that.
Had I known the information that I know now, absolutely I would have made a different decision. But I run a community center. I'm not an attorney. I don't have that background of knowing what are the state statutes.
Boo did say that the center worked hard to keep Collins away from kids.
And during the event, we asked him to leave, not because any red flags were raised or we were in fear of anything. We just didn't want to put him in that type of a situation.
Alalouf and another parent said that didn't happen and that it shows the center knew Collins' past was an issue. Robert Boo said he never tried to conceal this information from anyone.
I realize that I may have shaken some of that trust, but I will continue to work very hard to build that trust back with the community.
Now, the Pride Center Board of Directors issued a statement tonight saying they support CEO Robert Boo's decisive action to address the issue pertaining to a recently terminated part-time employee. We are committed, they said, to continuing our work with Robert, the Pride Center staff, our members and partners to be a welcoming, safe space, an inclusive home that celebrates, nurtures, and empowers the LGBTQ community and our neighbors in South Florida. Robert Boo says they've created a task force to look into all of this. Wilton Manors Police said they never received any complaints about any inappropriate conduct regarding Collins while he was here in Wilton Manors. Also, those parents that I spoke with, the two of them told me that they would like to see Robert Boo step down as CEO. Live in Wilton Manors, Carrie Codd, CBS 4 News Tonight.